borders. So it sounds like a very fantastic idea. Do you agree?
I disagree completely. I think that what those who are proposing, if you like, a reduction in the age, because that's exactly what they're doing, a reduction in the voting age, are being intelligent by half. I also think that those who are trying to validate um, child marriage are being intelligent by half. The Electoral Act did clearly provide, as in most climes, for the minimum voting age to be 18. And the Constitution has that understanding across the world. Some other climes have tinkered with raising the bar to 21. But what we have almost universally is the age 18. And if the Nigerian senators and some legislators are saying that, and don't forget that most of those who are making that proposal or proposition are from the northern areas where, with all sense of respect, child marriage is almost a tradition. But I do want to say, and clearly without equivocation, that the INEC chairman had clearly said that it is not something he intends to bring before the National Assembly. And they got angry because it was like he dismissed it with a wave of the hand. But I want to say clearly that beyond what we're doing, which I think should be considered an academic exercise for the good of our country, it should be deemed a non sequitur. It should be deemed something we cannot even deepen debates on. Because if we do, inadvertently, we shall be approving, validating child marriage. If we
But
do, inadvertently, we shall be compromising the electoral process. If we do, inadvertently, we should be asking those who want to win election by hook or crook to go marry younger women and girls who are not of the voting age. And I think that this is something we must frown.
all right, I'm going to quickly, get you to speak on this also. And of course, from what you've said, I saw somewhere in 2015, Nigeria had an estimated 6 million girls who were married at the age of 15 and 36 million by the age of 18 in the northwest and northeast regions. But I want your thoughts on what the Constitution really says. Is there a part of the Constitution that says that a woman who is married shall be deemed full of age? Does that part of the Constitution, in any way come into play here?
I think you're intelligently aiding my answer because what you have just done is put before the Nigerian people the subterfuge, the perfidy, and the mendacity, if you like, of those who are pushing for that amendment. I say clearly and advisedly also that when we discuss these issues, we shall inadvertently be giving validation to those who are involved in the criminality of marrying underage girls. That's point number one. Point number two, there is no provision of the law that says that when a woman is married below the age of 18, she reaches adulthood. Point number three, when we tinker with issues that, because you just reeled out the statistics. If the year 2020, you have about 36 million underage wives, pardon my use of words, then anybody who allows those young girls to vote because they're mothers shall inadvertently have given the electoral victory to anybody who is perhaps from the north or who shares the sentiments that allows it. And I want to say clearly that the country that we're looking for, the beloved society that we want to create, that country that the child in Karunamuda, the child in Eke, the child in Abiyokuta, the one in Busa, and the girl in Ibusa once, will be destroyed, will be thrown away.
All right, let's bring in Mr. Adeni Kunu now. Let's get his perspective as well. We're talking about underage marriage here from going by our constitution. So I want to ask you, Mr. Kunu, what is the implication of this recommendation against the fight to stop underage marriage in this country? Mr. Kunu, can you hear me?
You operate a fraudulent constitution. That's the first thing. Because let's look at this together. In 2003, the Child Rights Act was passed. And since 2003 until now, 11 other states have refused to adopt it. The fundamental position of the Child Rights Act is to prevent child marriage. But 11 other states, and some of them have PhD holders, have governors, they have refused to adopt it. This constitution is also a fraud because the core issues that should have allowed the entire Nigeria operate the same kind of constitution has given the North opportunity to operate Sharia law in a country that is described as secular. It is also in this country that they told us that there are educationally disadvantaged states